Episode number 12 of my nail journey. On screen, that's a nail block and wooden nail sticks. They both were $1 each. So I'm going to be using the nail block to remove the shine from my natural nails. I'm going to do this to each fingernail, making sure to remove the shine and any leftover regular nail polish. Now I'm going in with the alcohol prep pad, just making sure to wipe down each fingernail. Next up, I'm pushing back the cuticles, and I'm going to do this for each nail as well. Okay, now I am clipping any dead skin around the cuticle area. This is what my prep work looks like thus far. So I also brought this alcohol pre-filled spray bottle for $1.50 at Walmart, and I'm just spraying down my nails and hands, wiping them off, and I also cleaned up my area. I am now going in with a hand file just to make sure to get any nicks and to clean the shine off once again. This is what we're working with. And I am going to dust my nails off. I am not going to be using alcohol no more. And this is a new thing for me. Okay, I am using these tips. They have been seen before on my channel. I believe it was episode number 4 when I put on each tip one by one, but I'm looking. Why I only have one pinky nail left? Okay, so I definitely need to put some new nail tips on my list. I am buffing the half moon tip here, and I'm realizing I just messed up a tip with this sanding band. It chipped the nail a little bit, so I'm realizing like maybe I'm using the wrong bit. Yes, so I am going to actually stop because I need a different bit. So let's go and change that. Yes, this bit is way more easier to get in and sand that half moon there underneath the nail tip. Dust, dust, dust. I'm gonna dust off each nail tip and I will be using brush on nail glue. And let's go in and get this started. So I'm gonna be putting nail glue on the actual nail tip and my actual natural fingernail. And I am going to do the best I can with placing these nail tips on each finger. So placing these nail tips could get a bit tricky because they're more on the straighter side. So I am trying to press them down with a little curve there. But in episode number 4, I found out this little trick here, how you could kind of slide the brush underneath the nail tip and sort of put more glue underneath the nail tip. So yes, let's keep going. And I am actually working with both of my thumbs and then both of my index fingers. So I'm kind of going back and forth with each hand. Now the key is to get the nail tips on as straight as possible. I am finishing up and I think I did an okay job. This one nail is a little bit crooked, but the rest are good. Okay, so now let's clip the tips without the magnets or the nail clipper with the length measurement. So I'm just kind of like clipping them as I see fit. I have to go with shorties at this point because of my job. So I did want medium length nails, but I'm gonna make sure that they are shorties. So now I am using my e-file or e-drill, and I'm just gonna take them down a little bit more. And I'm also going to smooth out where the tip was glued at to my natural nail so it could be like seamless. And so I'm just sort of smoothing out where the natural nail and the tip meets. I'm also taking off any glue that may have gotten onto my natural nail. I'm gonna do this for each nail as well. And so yeah, we're on to a good start. Dust, dust, dust. So now I am going to do my right hand, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking the nail tips down just a bit, and I'm also making sure to kind of smooth out the edge where the tip meets my natural nail for a more seamless look. That way, when I put on the acrylic, it will be easier and it should glide. Dust, dust, dust. So this is something new. I would usually wipe my hands down with alcohol, but right here, I'm like, okay, under the nails. Yeah, we cannot forget about under the nails. So since I filed them down, it was stuff underneath my nails, but here are what my nails look like right before application. And I'm gonna go in one more time with a hand file just to make sure each fingernail is matching the length. And again, these are shorties. So if you're interested in watching me do the full acrylic application, keep watching. And I do want to say thank you all for watching. Modelones. I believe this is what this brand is called. So I'm just pouring up some monomer here. And the acrylic number that I'm going to be using is 222. I love this color. This acrylic came in my starter kit. This nail bond also came in my starter kit. My starter kit was only $10. So yeah, to be on like my third full acrylic set is pretty cool. So yeah, we're just prepping the nails here. And here's a number 10 brush. I am in love with the brush, and I'm just making sure both of these brushes are moisturized and ready for application and cleanup. My plan was to use that turquoise brush as my cleanup brush if I need, just because the bristles were a little bit more sharp. But the number 10 acrylic brush here, I am loving it. So I was able to pick up my first bead without any issues. And I am just going to go in. My plan here was to do the 3 bead method, meaning like 1 bead in the middle, 1 bead at the end, and 1 bead like around the cuticle area. But for some reason, it did not go out that way. So yes, keep watching if you're interested in seeing how I pull this off. And so yeah, we're just working with the acrylic, and it's been a while since I did an acrylic set on myself. So I'm like watching the repeat video, and I'm taking out, clips where my hand wasn't in the screen. And so my learning lesson here is like every time I start acrylic, I always go super heavy handed on this thumb. So yes, I did use a lot of product on this thumb, but I feel like I was getting back in the groove. I feel like I was getting back in the groove and I thought I was going to do the three bead method, but now that I'm realizing like, wow, these are shorties. There's no need for a three bead method, maybe a two bead. But I am just learning and I am documenting my experience. Anytime I do my nails, I just press record. And so this is what we're going with today. It's just trying to make something work. And I feel like the number 10 brush, I'm better with the number 10 brush compared to the number 8 brush. Oh, I dropped a bead. Yeah, I'll pick that up when I'm done with this bead right here. But as you can see, yes, I am still struggling. This is still a documentary, and I'm hoping for very good results. Um, Maybe in a year. I'm not expecting to become super good overnight, and I am using different methods. So, yes, today I am doing acrylic. Next time, I might do a fill in. I might do press-ons. I might just do a gel manicure, but I do want to master the acrylic process. This turquoise brush came in my starter kit, and I do feel like it's on its last leg here. Maybe the back end is more beneficial where I can like start playing around with gel polishes and doing the little cheetah print because it has a ball on the other end of that nail brush. But yeah, so I'm just going in trying to make sure that I'm not flooding my cuticle area, but at the same time, I do want my nails to look like they just got done. And I know that I mentioned that it was super cool to be like doing my third full set off of a $10 acrylic starter kit. Now I did have to replace the monomer and the brush, but other than that, everything else is still from that $10 starter kit. That is crazy. So, in the beginning of the video, we did see that I purchased a nail block for $1. I purchased some wooden nail sticks for $1. And then I did purchase the alcohol pre-filled spray bottle for $1.50. So I'm always keeping a running total of supplies purchased specifically for my nail journey. So since those technically were new purchases, let's just do the math. So that's $3.50. I was at a total of 146. So plus the 350, my nail journey so far has cost me $149.50. And that information is in the description as well. Let me know in the comments if like you all will want like a description moving forward, because I can do that as well. But usually in each video at the bottom there in the description, it'll show like my current total cost. So my current total cost is 149.50. So that is crazy. Let's keep going. I also want to mention that I am so happy to be doing an acrylic set because I had a greenie on one of my nails and I was like letting that grow out before I add like any heavy product on it. So yeah, I was using just like regular nail polish, which was I believe episode 10. And then I was just letting my nails breathe because me trying to learn how to become my own nail tech, it's fun, but I don't want it to turn into a hazard, right? I don't want to be going to the doctors because I couldn't stop or because I didn't listen to what my nails were telling me. So if I ever get like a greenie or something is going on, I am gonna have to stop and do a regular polish or just let my nails breathe. So I am so happy to be doing this acrylic set and I am really trying the best that I can. I am trying to keep my cuticle areas clean. I am trying to, put the application on smooth there. I really tried the best that I can with the prep work. And I think I'm onto something. I think I'm onto something. Okay, even though I wanted medium nails, but due to my lifestyle and the choices, I had to go with shorties. I didn't really want to, but now that I'm looking at them, these shorties are looking good. They're looking way better than the regular polish that I had. They're looking really good. So even though I didn't really want to do shorties, I'm like falling in love with them, I guess. That's fair. Even though my acrylic is lumpy, it's okay because I know I can like file them to where they can be a little bit more smooth. So I'm not too concerned about that. But yes, this short nail acrylic set, it's starting to come alive here with this middle finger that I'm working on. And just to be like fair, the rest of the video is pretty much gonna be me just doing acrylic. Um, I know I sped up the prep work just because I felt like I wanted to rewatch my acrylic application and learn from it. So basically, my full acrylic process will be on the video. I'm not speeding up anything. Everything that I did is here on screen. Now, if my hand kind of moved out of screen, I didn't keep that in the video, but my full acrylic process is gonna be on this episode number 12, just for myself to learn and to see where I'm at and see, just the results and to see what techniques I was using and just to rewatch and learn. And for you all too, who is watching, wanting to become your own nail tech or who's never done this before, this is only my third go around on doing a complete full set. So yes, this video, the big chunk of it will be me laying the acrylic on my nails with the nail tips. Now, I will show some of the drill, sort of like filing the nails to a more smoother state. I will show that, but I won't show the entire process. And so maybe on the next episode, I can, or my next acrylic set where I'm doing like a complete full set, maybe I'll show one or two nails where I'm doing the acrylic, and then that video will focus more so on drilling the nails to a smooth state. But yeah, I just really wanted to see where my acrylic game was at when it comes to just the application process. I've been wanting to do an acrylic set forever, but that greenie was holding me back. Here are the results just from that application there. I've noticed some of the nails are semi see-through, so they're not as thick as I like or would like them to be. So I'm going in with just a little bit more, and I just want to like put a little bit more acrylic on the nails. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling the acrylic application. It looks way better than when I tried to do, or when I did do the XL set. Like, those nails were so lumpy and just so all over the place. So maybe me doing this short set is good just for the practice and getting a feel for the acrylic. It's looking actually really good at this point. Okay, so now I am going in and I'm working on my right hand with my left hand. Picked up a bead there and I placed it on my thumb, and I'm realizing like, let me get the cuticle area sorted out first. So this is actually impressive compared to what I was doing on my left thumb. This is actually looking really good. But I do want to mention that I forgot to put the bond on my right hand or my right fingernails. I cannot believe I forgot. Like, I believe like this is like the third time I forgot to put bond on either two fingernails, but this is my first time forgetting to put bond on the entire right hand. I need to keep that in sight because I kind of used it on my left hand and I put it to the side. So, that's a little disappointing there. So we'll see how the nails on my right hand hold up. Maybe when I come back to do the fill, you all will see if I lost my fingernails or not. But so yeah, I completely forgot the bond, but the acrylic application seems to have gotten better. In this number 10 Luxe brush, I feel like it's doing its job. I like how it's actually picking up acrylic and laying it, and how I can actually clean up the sides. So yes, this Luxe brush was a wonderful purchase. Uh-oh. So I picked up a bead and it just dropped there in the jar. And so, yeah, that's nothing new around here. Yes, I am not a professional. I am just trying to become my own nail tech. And I do want to take a moment to mention that I need help. I need help selecting my next monomer and acrylic powder. So I put a community post up basically asking, hey, what's your go-to monomer slash acrylic combo? And I did some research and I listed some brands such as Young Nails, Mia Secret, Kiara Sky, and then I have an option there for other where you could like put any brand. And I'm saying all that to say that if there is anyone watching that have experience or that started their nail journey and it was a brand that sort of changed the game for them, I would love to hear about it. So yeah, you can leave it in the comments here, or you could just go over to that community post and vote. It will be super beneficial to me. Right now, Young Nails is winning. And when I looked at Young Nails' website, I kind of like the idea of having a low odor monomer and a low odor acrylic. Now, it did mention on the website that the two would have to sort of work together so there's no mixing and matching. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I guess the reason why I'm bringing it up is because this Luxe nail brush, it kind of changed the game for me. This isn't the most expensive brush, but it's also not the cheapest. And I do feel a difference from when I was using the brush that came in the starter kit. That brush was on the cheaper side. And so this brush it's still cheap. I think it was under $20. Let's just say that. So it's not a high end brush, but I do see a difference when you're using a product that's not like the cheapest of the cheapest. This is somewhere in the middle, and it's making a difference with how the acrylic is applied on my nail tips, and then it's also making a difference like when I go in and clean up around the nails. So that's why I'm like, man, what acrylic and monomer am I gonna choose? I don't know. It's so hard to choose, but I do have time because I still have acrylic and monomer in this brush where I can just sort of work on, applying the acrylic. But I am so excited for like a quality monomer and acrylic because I feel like with the brush, it will possibly give me better results with less effort. And so I am definitely looking forward to that. I know Mia Secret has been around for a while, and that's a brand that came up. And then Kiara Sky is another brand that came up, and there were a couple more, but I just thought those three was like the main ones after doing research. And so most likely I will be choosing one of those three unless, there's a lot of people in the comments saying go with this brand or this brand. But I am leaning towards Young Nails and also Young Nails Protein Bond. So only time will tell. And so thank you to everyone who's watching, who's commenting. Shout out to everyone who's trying to become their own nail tech. Shout out to everyone that's going to the salon and getting their nails done. So yeah, shout out to everyone, and time will tell on what brand I do decide to go with. And I also want to mention when I brought this number 10 Luxe brush, I also got a number 8 as well. So if I ever have like a nail brush emergency, I have an extra brush ready to go. So yeah, I'm just becoming more prepared and going through trials and errors. I'm starting to just be prepared. Like, okay, well, if my brush ever stops working on me, I'll have a backup one, or, that sort of thing. So I am really feeling myself. I am finishing up my left hand with my right hand. And like I said, this brush is giving like a more smooth application. And I feel like I have more control with the pointy tip there. And I feel like the number 10 brush is the perfect size for me as well. Okay, so let's get back to the acrylic application. Um, the reason why I didn't want to speed it up or anything like that, because I just wanted to show every single process or every single stroke that I did. And I'm just looking at my nails. I'm like, okay, well, these nails don't look as thick as I would like them to look, especially since I'm not going over the acrylic with a gel polish. I actually had to return some gel polish recently, so I am planning on just using this color. I do like the color. These nails are on the thin side. They're thin, and I'm wondering, should I go in with more acrylic or should I not? But this channel and my nail journey is all about doing what I think is the best thing to do at the time. So there's no rules. Everything is just a freestyle, from the nail style to the voiceover. It's just all for documentary purposes. So as I'm doing this nail and I'm looking at the thickness of my other nails, I'm not satisfied. And since I won't be going over it with a gel polish, I'm like, okay, I at least have to do a thin layer of acrylic on each fingernail again. So I am just enjoying the journey, right? I'm just enjoying the journey. I can easily say, oh, I can't wait till I get better and I don't have to do 2 layers of acrylic. But as I'm watching, the second layer of acrylic, it was optional, and I did decide at this moment right here that I have to go in with a little bit more just because I'm wanting my nails to look good, and I do want to get better with each set. I do want to get better with each episode. So, yeah, continue watching if you're interested in seeing me going over each fingernail again with acrylic. I'm also keeping my word in the sense of not deleting or taking any parts out of the video when it comes to the acrylic application. Um, just for documentary purposes, just for anyone that's really wanting to see what it looks like to try to do this without no schooling, without no training, just going for it. You know, you might have to do a second layer, so yeah, keep watching. And overall, I am satisfied with the acrylic process or application. However, I do want them to be a little bit more thicker, and that's what I am going to do. So, yeah, I'm just cleaning up my pinky here, and I'm contemplating in my mind, should I stop? Should I go? Right? So I'm taking my sweet time with the pinky because I know if I put an extra layer on one nail, I'll have to do all of them. And so it is a little later in the night. However, I have nowhere to be tomorrow because, yes, this is a Saturday night. So I went in and I'm putting more acrylic on the thumb on my right hand. And I believe I did this same process on my left hand. Like when I was done, I remember saying, oh, I see some thinner spots. So I'm basically doing the same thing. Here comes the fun part. Putting a second layer or coat of acrylic on each nail. And I do have to admit, I'm surprised how fast it was. It was so fast. Like, look at it on screen. Like, each nail only really needed one extra bead. And it's just flying by, and I'm like, wow. Wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. Just watch. So I am running out of monomer, and yes, I gotta pour some monomer, but it's going by so quick. I'm like, can I get away without pouring more? But I am realizing that I may just need a tad more in there. So just cleaning around the cuticle area, and I so happy I decided to go in with a second layer. It is looking more professional. It is looking way better than the thin nails. And I believe they will like last longer because I'm always using my hands. So I don't regret going in with this second layer of acrylic, and I'm glad that I thought of it. I'm also glad that I learned if I pick up a bead that's a little too big, I could just wipe some off on the paper towel rather than trying to put a huge bead like on my pinky nail. So I am glad that I learned that as well. But all of these things that I learned, it just took for me to just jump in and do it. So yeah, that there's no way you could learn, or I could have learned, okay, I picked up a bead that's a little too big, dropped some off. that just takes experience. So I am now already on my thumb, on my right hand. I don't think it's even been 7 minutes, to be honest, because this second layer is just really gliding on. And I am so impressed. Like, I thought it would be way more time consuming to do this second layer, but it's like falling into place. It's looking good. And then right here, I'm like, okay, there's literally no more monomer in there. Just pour a tad more. I just need 3, 4 more fingers to go. And the beads that I'm putting on, they're not huge. They're not small. It's just to kind of like level everything out and to give it a little bit of thickness. As I'm doing the voiceover, I am so proud of myself because not only did I start my nail journey, I started my YouTube journey. So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who decided to subscribe to my channel, everyone who comments on, my nails, and we're talking about nail products, different ways of doing our nails in the comments. I really enjoy just making this documentary. I enjoy engaging in the comments about nails, and I am enjoying getting into YouTube as well. So I just want to say thank you to everyone, and I am just going in. I am almost done with the acrylic application process, and I really hope that it helps someone out who's in a stage of wondering like what it looks like, or someone who's thinking about investing in some products. This is probably what the beginning is gonna look like, not the best, not the worst, somewhere in between. And everyone has their own, way of doing things. And I'm just dropping off some of that bead to do my pinky because my pinky is super small and these are shorties. But overall, I am happy with how my nails are coming out considering everything. So as I'm doing the voiceover, I had 6 days with the nails so far, and I can say that the shorties have grown on me. I'm not mad at them. In the beginning, I was like, okay, like they're shorties, but after like having them on and, just going with my day to day life, they actually really work with my lifestyle. So, yes, these are the results. And look, I couldn't pick up what 8 beads there, so I am still a super beginner. I just want to show that you can still get results like this and still have that inside the jar because I'm nowhere near an expert or a professional. Now I'm going in with my e-file and I'm just cleaning up the sides a little bit, and I'm smoothing out the acrylic application. I will be using this cone bit for cleaning up around my cuticle area and smoothing the acrylic application. I won't be switching over to the sanding band just because I feel like that second layer of acrylic gave me a smoother finish. So there's less to drill just by doing that second layer as well. So as I mentioned, we won't be going through every single nail when it comes to filing it down, but I did want to show the process on at least one of the nails so we can wrap up the video and I can show you guys the final results. I know I mentioned that I'm on day 6 of having these nails on, and I mentioned that they just kind of go with my lifestyle. I forgot to mention that, today's day 6, tomorrow's day 7, and I have all my nails still on. None of them popped off, none of them haven't chipped or started lifting. So, yeah, I don't know if it was me not putting alcohol on the nails right before the bond because I was doing that with every set. But with this set, I decided to use that alcohol very early on and I didn't put it on right before the bond. So I don't know if that has something to do with me still having all my nails, but I forgot to throw that in there. So yeah, tomorrow's day 7 and I still have all 10 nails. Okay, so here is where we're at right now. I have no idea of what I'm doing. All I know is that I want some type of purple. That's all I know. I have some purple diamonds out or some purple gems. I also have like some gold hearts out. I'm just gonna put some gems on and see where I go. Yeah, so keep watching if you're interested to see my final results. I know the video is a little bit on the lengthy side, but I did not remove any of my acrylic application process unless it was like necessary, like if my hands were at a screen. But yeah, let's just get back to the topic. So I am putting on some gems here and I'm like, okay, this is cute. I could do this on like 2 or 3 of my fingernails, have 3 diamonds on maybe 3 fingernails. This is cute. So the UV nail glue, I do like it because it doesn't dry or it doesn't cure until it goes underneath the lamp. So you can sort of like put gems on, move it around, and I do like how it's thick compared to the nail glue that I used for my nail tips. I'm not sure how placing gems using that nail glue would go, but I am so happy that the UV nail glue came in that starter kit. And yeah, these gems are coming along pretty cute. I'm thinking I'm just gonna bling out this nail a little bit. And since I'm pretty much freestyling, I thought to myself, I have only a few more clear diamonds. Why not put them at like the bottom of this nail here? And then I have enough gems to do the exact same thing on the middle finger on my right hand. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I've been eating these gems up. These are the only gems that I used. I'm loving the blinged out middle finger here. So it takes 2 minutes to cure UV top coat. Boom. These are the results. I am so happy. And now that I know what my left hand is looking like, I am just going to go in with the UV nail glue on my right hand. There's no guesswork anymore. I'm pretty much going to make my right hand look like my left hand. So this is the easy part, just pretty much putting the diamonds on, and it's not that bad. Like, it's actually really easy. I think putting on the gems is easier than the acrylic application. So it's all downhill from here. And I am excited. The shape of my nails came out pretty cute. And then with the blinged out middle finger on both hands, it's just giving a little extra, to the set, but not too much. It's a set. Yes, curing. Okay, cute. And I'm gonna go in with the top coat here, making sure my gloves are on to protect my skin. And we're just gonna go in with a thin layer of the top coat. We learned our lesson from being heavy-handed with the top coat. So yeah, just making sure it's all even and smooth. If I had to guess the time of doing this set from start to finish, I would say that it's in between 3 to 4 hours. I want to say more leaning towards the 4 hours. And so, yeah, that's if I had to guess. If anyone was wondering, I did show the acrylic application process, but I didn't show the full prep and the full drilling. And so, yeah, I would say about 4 hours for this set, which is not bad. Especially considering if this set lasts over 2 weeks. Let's say it lasts, 17 days, that 4 hours. Oh, yeah, so worth it. So worth it. Okay, so I'm finishing up applying the top coat on my right hand. And I am going to cure the top coat for 2 minutes, which is 260 seconds on my UV lamp. So yeah, let's go ahead and cure this right hand. And I must have missed the spot. So each video I do highlight one product that I would recommend. I would recommend this top coat. This top coat does the job. It's perfect for beginners. It's affordable and I mean, look at the results. I love the top coat. So this will be linked in the description below. Yes, we are done. Let's put some cuticle oil on and call it a night. Cute. I love the color pink, and then I love how the purple sort of just brings it all together. It is cute. Not bad for my third time doing an acrylic full set. I'm in it. I'm in it to the end. Bye, everyone.